All right, guys, welcome. Ready? Welcome to Driven Couples Part 4. And today we're going to talk about productivity and organization. And we're pretty good at it. Even though we're not perfect, we're pretty darn good at it to make those 8 figures last year. And today, we're like absolutely crushing it with everything. Yeah. We're really blessed. We're really thankful. We're, as you see, we're in person. We're pretty darn humble, easygoing people, easy Mexicans. But as you see, I had to cut also Syl's alcohol because she gets a little bit out of hand sometimes in these driven couples. So
which is not true.
So no more alcohol. And now we're drinking lemonade, healthy lemonade with stevia.
Why?
And lemon. Well, we had to cut you off. You were just you would get too out of hand.
Which is not true. So I'll tell you guys why. Because
to increase your productivity, because you were being a little bit sluggish.
No, not at all. We have a lot of things.
No more liquor for you.
Watch me. I can go get a glass if I want to.
No, you can't.
So listen, guys. Right now, we sat down after Vegas because it was crazy. The mastermind, the party that we had, and right now we have so many things going on. So what him and I like to do is we sit down together, and things can get really stressful sometimes, especially if you have kids, because now it's not just you and your other significant other, but now you have to actually plan for little humans, like think about things for little kids, raise little kids. Not only that, our companies, our salespeople, like it's just a lot, and I told him, I'm like, dude, there's always a reason to drink, right? Like until you say, I'm not drinking anymore, there's always a reason to drink. Like I need to be sharp. I need to be focused. I need to be at 100%. And it doesn't matter if you have 1 drink or 10, you're going to feel different the next day. You're not going to be 100% regardless of what anybody says. People try to be like, no. And it's true. Alcohol does. I don't know. It's not. You shouldn't be drinking too much. And we have literally, since we went to Vegas, like almost every other night we were drinking with someone, having dinner with someone, having a drink or two. And it just doesn't feel good. Like we have huge goals right now and we want to be fully focused. And these are the times that normally take us to another level. Right now, there's just no room. There's no way we can accomplish what we want to accomplish if we don't take like a little breather and just say, you know what, we're not for XYZ or for this long. Or, I told him until we go on vacation, he's like, what if I take you next week? I'm like, well, then I guess next week it is. We're trying to go for a 30-day thing.
No, we're doing 30 days. See,
not if you take me on vacation.
When I commit to something, like I commit, like I don't break it.
Same.
That's why you see this lemonade, this water lemonade with stevia, so I don't break promises.
You look skinnier too.
Maybe Syl does, but every time, yeah, I'm getting getting so shredded. Like I feel kind of bad for all the people that are in the competition. Like if anybody that's in that fitness challenge and you're watching this, you're gonna be embarrassed. Like I feel a little bit bad for them. Like seriously, like because when I'm going every year, I go on these driven fitness.
This is really good, by the way.
Brutal 30-day fitness program. So it's my driven fitness program. So I don't eat any cheat meals, not even one. No cheat meals, no liquor, not even a drop. I work out 2.5 hours a day. I work extremely hard and long and smart. So I go 18 hours minimum. Today I'm probably gonna go 20 hours. So maybe 4 hours of sleep. And the thing is that since I'm so clean, I'm eating healthy. Like I lose all the baggage. Like I don't have my
body fat.
My body just looks slim. I'm not like carrying any extra what do you call that when
water weight? It's
excuse,
water weight.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
For being fat.
No, alcohol.
Water weight. Yeah. Well, it bloats you up. You call it bloat. So yeah. I don't carry any of that, and so I'm like I feel like fast. I feel sharp. I don't have to sleep as much. I just feel like extremely powerful. Yeah. So these 30-day runs, they're like my playoff runs. So you know how like the Bulls, like the Last Dance and the playoff run, it's like the last 30 days, like where you're elimination. So I call them like my playoff run. So I'm just extremely sharp, and these are the times when we scale our businesses, all of them. Yeah. And this leads to being extremely productive and being extremely organized. which I'm going to show you in this next hour. We're only going to go 25 minutes max, and then we're going to just answer questions and be interactive. But this leads to being extremely organized, which leads to my veggie principle. So my veggie principle, you guys are going to love it. I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So throughout this hour, I'm going to show you how to be like, how to drive your production like to levels you've never imagined just by being extremely sharp. So you might be thinking like, how can you be happy? How can you enjoy life without drinks? Because drinks feel good. Like for those of you that speak Spanish, like cuando me pongo una buena peda, se siente chingón, ¿verdad?
Not the
Una
next
buena
day.
peda y luego,
No, el
y luego
siguiente día,
una
no.
peda con buen sexo, uf, como chingón, super chingón. But for those of you that are English speakers, like I said that, when you get a couple of drinks, you get a nice buzz, you have an incredible, you end the night pretty well. But I'm going to teach you how to be extremely efficient. You guys are going to love this, and we're going to jump into questions. So
If he doesn't fall asleep because he's too drunk.
so having said that, like you see me with more energy right now. I'm not drinking any liquor, and I'm more energetic. I woke up like two-ish in the morning. No naps. I don't take naps.
He's
I think naps are like, for babies.
Yeah.
Italia takes naps.
Which is not
For men
true.
takes or for older people. Yeah.
Depends, babe. Everybody's different. I told him I'm not willing to.
I could talk based on my experience. I can't talk based on other people.
Yeah. I like my sleep. Like I said, I'm willing to stay up a little later. Like,
Well, when you woke up today, I was starting my second
oh,
day.
hell no.
That's a true story. Why do you keep arguing?
Because it's not true.
When you woke up today, I was starting my second day. I was already done with my workout. I was already like leaving to the
No,
office,
you
getting
went to
ready.
go do stairs. That's a lie. You were going to go do stairs.
Stairs after working out.
And you know what
doing
I
my
told
self-care.
him? Because our nanny doesn't get here till later. I said, okay, I'm going to go do stairs. Are you cool with that? And I just left him with the kids. I'm like, bye. After he came back with the stairs from doing stairs. Because, again, we all have different roles. We all have different jobs. And it's important to identify them. But he just gets on my nerves when he's like, oh, I already started my second day. I'm like, okay, dude, when you're freaking asleep for the night, I'm starting my third day. Like, is that how it goes?
No,
That's what I thought.
yesterday I woke up 8 hours before you, and I went to sleep after you because you fell asleep in the bed.
You woke up 4 hours before me.
No, at least 6.
Okay. So
And
anyway.
you still went to sleep before me. You fell asleep feeding.
I've been exhausted. I don't know what it is. Like,
See,
exhausted.
yeah, as you can see, that's why I cut her drinking. But veggies, I get 4 veggies done every day. Like every day, I shoot for 4 veggies.
What's
What
a
are
veggie?
veggies? Let me explain. I'm gonna quote this, okay, from the book, and I'm gonna recommend you a book. Everybody has to get it. It's called Organizing for Success. So, Organizing for Success. I'm gonna put the link below. And you'll
Also,
be,
if I can
you'll,
say
you'll be able to
something
see it. So let me
to
just
my
say,
moms.
Let me say what a veggie is. You want to
Wait, I want to tell them about the book. So, guys, really important. A lot of us, I like reading, but like it's really easy to be like brushing your teeth or getting ready for work or whatever, and listening to your audio. It'll go by really, really fast. So for everybody that's busy, just even if you're just hearing it, it's gonna eventually soak into your mind. So that's really important. So audiobooks are amazing. Highlighting and actually physically having a book is great, but with this crazy life that we live in, it's a little bit harder to do that, I would say. Audiobooks are great.
A veggie is a task, activity, or project that is good for you, your career, or personal life, but you have a hard time eating or doing first. People will typically start working on a veggie late in the day or evening when they are less effective.
Yeah.
So just so you know, 75%, these are stats. I researched. 75% of the population in the world is more productive in the mornings, their first 8 hours, than their last 8 hours, per se. Because when you wake up from sleeping, you think brighter, you're sharper, and that's why I do all my veggies my first 8 hours. So my first 8 hours, that's why my first 5 hours are the most important. And my first 5 hours, what do I do my first 5 hours? I check my finances. I do self-improvement. I do my workouts. Those are 3 key things. Mm-hmm. Like nothing makes me feel better besides driving Ferraris and having sex with you than checking my bank accounts and seeing them grow every morning. And even though...
Well, now we can do a lot more of that because Italia's officially out of our bed, which is it's like weird. I'm like, how do I even cuddle with him? Like it's been forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me read another thing for you guys. One thing at a time. That's really important, to do one thing at a time. And for example, like let's say when you see a cop, right? A cop is when the lights go out and they're in the intersection, and there's cars coming from the right side, left side, up side, and the bottom side, and the cop stands in the middle, and he's like directing right traffic. He's like the one in control, directing traffic. So he's doing one thing at a time. He's directing one car to go forward and the other car to go this way, right? Mm-hmm. But imagine if he lost control and all the cars were coming at the same time. It would be chaos. You wouldn't be able to do everything, go every direction at the same time. It's kind of like when you do one thing at a time, you focus and you get it done right. Like my morning post, too. Like my morning post, when I was doing and you eliminate all the mistakes. Like people that are doing all these things. Like I know someone that's really close to me. And I always say this, and this person gets mad, and don't get mad, by the way. But they're like, I got 30 things to do, and they're doing 30 things at the same time. And guess how many things get done? None.
The most important, because I know you're talking about me.
So
you're talking about me.
You stop attacking, please. Calm the madness. Stop it. So when you do one thing at a time, you get that thing done right without mistakes or less mistakes, and you get it done. So what I do is if I have a list of like 12 things, I write them down in my notepad right here on my phone. I have a lot of notes here. And I put a star to the top 4 things, my top 4 veggies. And I focus on that and I attack them until I get them done. Like sometimes I lock my door because people don't get it in my office. I have a sign right there, knock before coming in.
They don't read it anymore.
So they do it. They knock and they open the door. So it's like you knock and you have to wait for permission to come in. It doesn't mean knock and you know what, it's like equivalent to me telling you, like, just giving you the look and okay, and then taking your clothes off. Like, you don't do that stuff. You have to ask for permission. I have to wait for your authorization to go ahead and go through my process. But tell them something, because we're going to answer questions. We're going to be more focused on interacting with our people.
And something that I can add that has helped us a lot. We really do prioritize, but we have so much on our plate right now that we're hiring more staff because we're at that level. More help, because remember, there's also so much that all of us can do, right? It's hard sometimes to get everything done, or we tend to do the easier things first, because the hard things, nobody wants to sit there and do something that's so hard. It's like, it's going to take longer. And how much time do we have without interruptions, as he was saying? So I try to focus on the most important things. And a lot of the times I'm already like a day backed up. It just depends on what it is, because we have like a lot of things going on. But
it's like, when you do things, you remember you say you're fast? Like a lot of things you do in slow motion because you're doing a lot of things at once. So you're doing everything in slow motion. Let me give you an example. Like when you're sending an email, and please, people, like, back me up on this. I request from all of you. Like when you're writing an email and you're also on the phone talking to somebody.
I don't do that.
Like you're gonna, first of all, your email is not gonna be as strong. And then when you're gonna be like, yeah. And then you're gonna be like, what did I say yes to? So maybe you don't do it, but you've done it a few times.
I don't.
But some people like are, when you're talking on the phone with somebody and you're also doing something else, do you think that person is going to be able to tell that you're doing something else?
Yes, but I'll give you a better example. For example, I'm sure this happens to a lot of us. Sometimes he'll be talking to me and I'm sending a text message and I'm hearing him, but I'm not listening. So then I'm like, wait.
And what do I tell you?
Put your phone down. I'll wait till you put your phone down. So that's been working really well for us.
Look at me.
And look at me, yeah. Italia tells me that too now. She tells me, Mommy, look at me. Look at me. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I just like to do everything.
Like if you guys think, well, I'm sure all of you not only think, but you guys know that Syl's not the best driver. Like, she doesn't drive good at all. She doesn't walk good either. Because when she's walking, she's like texting. And you've gotten a few accidents walking.
No, I have. What are you talking about?
So that's why.
You mean running people
over? Tell them, please, like, what book did I make you start reading today?
The same book he just told you guys to read.
And did it help you?
I mean, it's
did it help you? Yes or no?
Yes, it helped me.
Okay. You learned something, right?
Yeah, so you learned something from everything.
So why don't you tell them something that you learned from the book? That way we could get started with their questions.
You're trying to get on my nerves.
Yeah, you are. Well, the good thing is you're not drinking, so you're a lot like faster with the reactions.
He's like super crazy. Sometimes I just want to like choke him and then like kick him and then take it back.
Why not share the technology, the app that we're using to do? Wasn't it pretty cool?
Yeah,
tell them how it works, because I think this will help a lot of people with their business.
Everything it works. It's just a matter of if you're gonna. It's only gonna work as much as you're gonna make it work. Nothing is gonna work all the way if you don't do it right or if you don't follow through with it. So me personally, I love to write things down because I like to quickly reference back to certain things, and I like to look back a month from now and be like, okay, let me go to that day and I can read all my notes. But I love writing things down. I love completing tasks, veggies, whatever.
Yeah, but to do that, like,
I love it.
No, but explain how it works.
It's great. It's a list of things. You know, goals are different than to-dos. It's a totally different thing. So you have your daily tasks, but then you have your goals that are going to take, let's say, a month, a week, that have deadlines. And if they don't have a deadline, you need to put a deadline on it. It's just so many things. You basically can't stop until you're done.
Babe, you're not telling them what it is. Let me explain to you guys what it is.
It's an app that you click a button and it deletes your task.
Nope, it's not that.
Okay, what is
it?
So
let me explain it better, guys, because that seriously was not good.
What is it?
For those of you, let's say this is more for people. Well, this is like, I'm gonna give you this is for employees and bosses. Let me explain the difference. Like, for example,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
No, it's not.
Because you can download it and put, today I have to cash my check, go wash my car, and you can
notes.
check.
Yeah, but those are notes. To do app, where it works so good is, for example, this is gonna be great for you, Jomar, and anybody that runs a small business, where you have, let's just say
people.
5 employees. So you have 5 employees and you run a small business. So let's say I'll give you an example. I'll give you our example. Okay. Let's say we got Danny, video department. We got Brian, a graphics and website department. We got Steph, assistant and sales department, right? Then we got processing department, Tony and Monique. We got accounting department, which is Monique, actually. And then we got front desk, which is Crystal. So we got 6 people right there. Just an example to make it quick. So in the morning, let's say you wake up at 2 a.m. You're something like me, or 3, okay?
Or 6.
And then your wife's sleeping. She's getting that beauty sleep, and you're awake, and you're already like battling demons and getting a lot of productivity done, and you're getting results. And obviously you're not gonna text all your people at that time. So this to-do app has everybody's name. So you assign to-dos to each person in different departments. So by the time everybody gets into the office at 8, everybody has like 6 tasks, like 6 to-dos. These are 6 to-dos for you. And you don't have to waste time calling them in the morning, texting them in the morning. And it's very detailed. You could upload pictures, you could upload voice notes, and it's there. So that saves you a lot of time. So at 8 o'clock, it's a system. Everybody goes to their to-dos and they're like, oh, Syl requested this, Albert requested this. And then they could put complete. And that way you don't have to keep going back and forth. Because trust me, when you have 10 plus employees, it gets difficult because the team is too big and it gets really mixed up. So this to-do app, it's really, really great. And it's just something that we use, and it's helped us so much. And we want to answer more questions for you guys, because we want to know what you guys want to know.
That.
And really quick, for anybody on Instagram, Instagram, we're going to end this. So if you guys want to continue to watch it, text that number. We're going to save it. You could watch the replay and text that number, and we'll send you the private link. You were going to add something?
Yeah, I just want to say that you do have to have long-term goals and short-term goals. But remember that it's important, you guys, to... You have to obviously believe in yourself, your goal, what it is, when you're going to start it, what it's going to take to get there. Because the reason people stop is because obviously procrastination, but people get discouraged, right? And it's like him and I, we accomplished something big and then we're like, oh, let's go take a vacation. Like if we finish this by this time, we go and do this. And it doesn't always have to be something that big, but something, it could be anything. You could say, you know what, and I'm gonna take a week off of work. I don't know, like we're all different, we all want different things in life, but you have to reward yourself and make sure that you're, you know, working to be happy, to have financial freedom. But I don't know, that I think that's so important to be able to reward yourself and set those goals and follow through with them, even if it's a little bit at a time. Just don't stop until it's done. Everybody gets lost in procrastination and not prioritizing their goals and dreams. And if you do that, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to be living day to day in the same life that, you know, we live in LA. It's like crazy. You just get stuck working. So you have to be more efficient so you have more time with your family.
But like today, for example, like Steph, how many checks was I going like that with?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
just rough number. 15, 20 checks just one day that we received.
For the
so it's Autopilot that's just coming in and out. That was possible because of an innovative campaign. I talk about innovative campaigns a lot from the book Blue Ocean Strategy. Blue Ocean Strategy, everybody should get that book. But in the mornings, I was missing one thing. So I work out, I do self-improvement, and I go over my finances. But number 4, very big, innovative campaigns. Every morning, my first 5 hours, that's when I come up with the biggest innovative campaigns.
Ideas for those
innovative campaign is a huge idea. That's like a $1 billion idea, not $1 million idea, $1 billion idea.
What was it?
And every morning, that's what I'm working on. It's hard to find that innovative campaign is as hard as finding like your perfect woman. It's not easy. There's a lot of ideas. Everybody has ideas. Yeah. Dumb and Dumber had ideas.
You have to execute. You
know the movie Dumb and Dumber?
Yes.
They had ideas, but it was Dumb and Dumber ideas. You want to come up with a great idea, $1 billion idea. It's like finding a Syl.
Stop.
But we're gonna go with questions, right? We're gonna jump into it. I want to know what you guys want to know because I have so much information to share. But
yeah, we could talk all day.
I don't want to share stuff that might not be relevant to what everybody wants to hear. This is for you guys. So.
Hello, guys. My name is O'Neil Ariana.
Hey.
Hey, O'Neil.
First, it's an honor and pleasure to get to talk to both of you guys and ask you a question. Yeah, like this, just me talking to you, man, just an honor, like for me. So,
hey, the honor is mine, brother.
Thank you, man. So, one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys is like, well, since both of you guys have your own careers, like you as a broker owning 3 businesses, and Sylvia, you know, her as a realtor, you guys are both have a lot of work to do. And right now, since you think things are tough, you guys are like, you know, are very workloaded. You guys get frustrated when things like start not to go your way. Like, what are the things that keep your relationship happy and strong?
I mean, besides sex, you want to answer it?
We're very similar. We're a lot alike. We talk about things, you know, because I know couples have a lot of differences, but him and I are almost the same. He's so annoying. Stop. He's trying to make me blush.
I'm listening to your answer. I'm taking notes.
Him and I are very similar, and honestly, during the whole everything that happened with COVID, to us, it's like I know during elections a lot of crazy things happen. The media, we don't really watch the news, but obviously, if our business was gonna be shut down we
never watch the news. By the way, never. I don't even know what COVID means.
Shut up. So it's impossible not to, because you'll run into things in social media. It's impossible not to, you know? And just remember that everything is influenced and everything happens for a reason. And during election times, there's like a plan for everything for an end result. So him and I, we research a lot. We just stay busy with work and our own business, right? But there was just like one day that we were like, oh shit. And then we talked about it. Because obviously if they shut down your business and you don't have cash flow, I was like we're not going to fire everybody or lay everybody off. It was just weird, right? Because there's people that depend on us. And we just talked about it. We were never scared of the actual COVID. And I know people will be talking shit, but we stay healthy. We take care of ourselves. We draw our own conclusions. What else can I say? Him and I are very much alike. So that's why we never... Sí, a veces me cae un poco gordo, but... it's just for 5 minutes and I'm I just get over it because I'm he's such a clown sometimes. He likes to make me upset.
Well, what happens is we push each other.
Yeah, we do.
I push her when she wakes up and she wakes up screaming what?
Why do you say that?
Like Speedy Gonzalez. You know Speedy Gonzalez? She wakes up like Speedy Gonzalez and she's arriba, arriba, like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like baby, I'm starting my second part of my day.
God.
So you're arriba, 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 like Speedy Gonzalez, and I'm I already did this. I already did all my veggies.
So much that has to be done.
But then you'll tell me things, and all you do is you just push me to prove you wrong. So like when you tell me, I'm like, okay, well, watch. I'm gonna wake up 6 hours before you, and I'm gonna go sleep an hour after you. Look, I can't do this.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do
right.
this. Like when even stairs, like you were saying, no, I did 2 and I did 5.
Yeah.
And then you'll tell me, oh, well, $1 million in the bank. We need $1 million. I get $2 million in the bank. And you're like,
I never said that.
So
No,
so you inspire me secretly. So keep doing what you're doing because it's working. But she inspires me.
If he
and I
tells me
inspire-
$1 million, I tell him 2. If he tells me 5, I tell him 10.
And I inspire her back.
If he tells me 20, I say 40.
But the second thing is momentum. Like I was showing that, like I wasn't showing the checks to Steph, but she's in my office, so she's sees me like kind of like it was hot, and I was just I was using it as a, what is it called,
fan.
No, it's not a fan.
A fan.
Fan's like the thing that
No,
blows
babe, a
air.
fan. There's different types of fans.
Okay, well, I was using that as airflow. So I was going
Yeah,
like that. She
a
saw
fan.
me and she was like, "Damn, those are a lot of checks, Albert. Like, how much is in there?" And she took a guess, and she was off by a little bit, but like $250,000 of just checks like that, just in one day that came in. There happened to be a lot of checks in
one day.
In one day. I mean, a little bit of too many checks, right? But momentum. So you get that. Today we had like 5 appointments.
Yeah.
And we had to drive for some of them, and now we have, and apart from having a busy early morning and now being 7 p.m. when we started this, we still have that energy. And why? Because even though, like I said in the past, we have the most money we've ever had in the bank, our companies are way bigger than ever, like more than 10 times bigger than ever.
And now he wants to open a gym. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, well, we're opening 2 companies in the next 30 days. So
Get ready,
so
Syl.
why?
Get ready, Steph.
Like, why do we keep doing this? Why am I like, oh, life is so great? So instead of going on a vacation and taking a break and calming down, like we're adding more things because I want to keep this momentum. I want to keep it pushing me because I want it to make me better. I don't want to stay stuck where I am because then I'll die and I'll fall down and somebody's going to come back and kick me in the back. So I want to make sure that whoever's chasing me from behind, like I speed way ahead of them and I keep that momentum.
Yeah.
And how do I do that? By competing, because every time you push my buttons, I want to compete. So even like I compete with her every day. And every day in the morning when
I
I'm
love
doing my
you.
self-improvement, when
So
I'm doing
funny.
my workouts, like I don't know about you guys, but have you guys ever seen, most of you single guys, you see maybe you're working out or you're maybe at the beach and you see this bombshell girl that's like, whoa, this is the girl like wow, like Baywatch girls. And it increases your testosterone and you just start like, you flex or maybe do a few push-ups or maybe you're doing
I think that's just you.
or maybe you do that extra rep. Like you're at the gym and instead of going 80s, you lift the
This
100
guy.
dumbbells and you're like, because that girl gave you that testosterone.
Are you answering this question?
So that makes you want to compete. So when I'm lifting those weights, like those heavy weights,
He gets so excited. I don't
like,
even know.
How many times do I scream when I'm lifting the weights?
A
I'm
lot.
telling you, like I tell Natalia, like who's stronger than me? No, like isn't it so cool? Do you ever like think like, wow, Albert, I can't believe you're so strong.
Well, you know what she did
So
today?
yeah.
She opened up the freaking freezer. She finally can do it by herself because it's really hard. And she's, oh, my muscles grew like daddy. I was like, wow.
So-
and she made like a weird noise. I was like, oh, dear. Here we go.
so to finalize this, how do you keep that momentum going?
kinda hot.
You compete. So when you see me in the mornings and I'm going up those stairs and I'm doing those stories and I'm telling people to like, I'm gonna destroy you, motherfucker. Like I'm writing that. That's my wake up. You know, that's my drug, my workouts and my self improvement because I feel smarter and I feel stronger and I really feel like I'm gonna destroy that person in front of me. So it keeps me competing,
Yeah.
and it keeps me and I'm thinking about like, watch, I'm gonna show off to this girl what I'm gonna do today. And every day I try to be better. And then she keeps on telling me you're not good enough, and then I always push to be better.
I mean, he acts like I'm like a witch or something. I do not tell you you're not good enough.
What-
I just said you could have done a little bit better. That's it.
Well, there you go. And then that's how she pushes me.
Yeah.
And then I also tell her that, you know what, you just woke up. But yeah,
At 6, excuse me.
no, you don't wake up at 6.
I do wake up at 6.
7 the
Albert.
earliest.
Oh, hell no. Este señor. I'm
But-
going to start posting it, and I'm going to tag you so you can
But
let
does
everybody
this answer your question, brother?
Yeah, it does, man. It does, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for answering my question. It's an
Yeah,
honor.
like in the mornings, just think about that person that you want to crush, because I'm sure everybody has somebody that you want to just crush.
Not because of you. I started working out this past month, man. Every morning, it just had that drive, you know.
Do you
Like,
feel better?
I feel much more better, man. I
Good,
feel a lot
good.
better because the first thing I do in the morning is I look at your husband's story, and just him working on the stairs, just shitting on everybody, man. Like I can't,
He's
man. I had to
crazy.
compete with this guy somehow.
Yeah.
Like Mayweather, you know how he had a picture of his opponent's face, he put it up on the wall and he put an X. Yeah, I have a few people's faces with X's in my imagination that I want to crush and destroy.
Wow.
Man.
Okay.
That keeps me motivated.
I know because I see Mayweather's gym. He has like his opponent. I think Pacquiao. And he just covered it with full of X's and everything, man.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You gotta stay
Yeah.
motivated.
And if you're watching this, you don't want to end up in the X list.
Oh, nah.
But
But
all
I
right.
appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. For real.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
He's so cute.
Next question is from Lewis and Carolina.
Lewis and Carolina.
Where are they?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey, my wife has.
I like your shirt.
You hear me? Oh,
I like your
driven,
shirt.
stay driven, guys.
This is Driven Couple shirt.
Oh, you should have put Oh, we have the new ones, the black ones.
Oh yeah.
They're black on black. They're pretty cool.
Sorry, my wife had to step out real quick. We got 3 little young ones here.
Bring them.
Yes. um,
Do you know what she wanted to ask so I could start thinking about the answer so he could start thinking about it?
well, the question that we had was like, what are some relationship exercises or routines that you both practice on a daily basis that keeps you both motivated, inspired, and accountable?
Inspired and
Inspired, motivated, and accountable.
accountable. I mean,
Well, workouts. We work out together in the morning.
Well,
I mean,
should we wait for her?
Yeah.
Just bring the baby.
Okay, can you guys give me just a minute?
Yeah. How cute. Oh, we have a lot. More than anything. You guys know what he told me the other day? Or like, was that today?
What?
When you're like, oh, because I was like, oh, I don't like that picture of me because they did a graphic. He's like, oh, what did you tell me? He's like, oh, you were a little bit fluffier. What did you tell me?
Un poco cachetona.
Oh, he told me that. I was
Well, because you didn't like the picture.
I
I'm like-
didn't like because I need Botox. Like I just get Botox right here. I've had it a few times, like 3 or 4 times, because I hate needles and I'm so
No,
scared
well,
of
you
them.
told me that I look cacheton, so I was just telling you that you look pretty cachetona.
He literally told me that. I was like, okay.
Well, cachetona, Mo, and if you guys don't know what it means, it's just like a little bit. How do you say cachetona?
Fluffy.
No, not fluffy. Like cheeky.
Fat.
Cheeky. You know, like the Italia.
He told me that.
The Berlin cheeks. You know the baby cheeks.
Oh, there she is. So, hi,
It's my daughter Ellen.
Carolina.
Hello.
Hi, baby. so the, a lot of, like I've mentioned before, we really like to have time to ourselves, and I know it's hard sometimes, like if you don't have a nanny that you could just call, or like a family member that you trust that can take care of your kids. We like to have our relationship improvement dinners.
Yeah, I want to
like
talk about.
we really, I mean, it's just good, and it's good to get away from the kids. Like I mentioned, our daughter just got out of our bed, and it's not because I didn't want to get her out. It's because I love her. He loves her. We just love her. Like, and that was our first little baby, right? Berlin, I don't know. I don't know if she'll ever sleep in our bed, but you don't want to forget why you love the person, why you fell in love with them, which could also mean sometimes, we let ourselves go because life is crazy. He's like, life is easy. I'm like, life is not that easy. Life is, it's not that it's hard. You got to figure out a lot of things. You have to keep a positive mindset because life will knock you on your ass so quick. And you have to have each other's back. You have to stay in love with each other. You have to communicate with one another. And he'll tell me straight up like, oh, you're a little bit fat. And then I have to remind him that I just had a freaking baby. And then COVID hit. And then it's like I don't have my gym. I love my gym.
No, but I've never told you that you're fat.
Okay. You told me I was getting a little. He'll be like, babe, please, you're gonna get some abs, right? So what is he telling me?
Yeah, but I'm
and
not
one
telling
time
you're
you did
fat.
tell me I was fat.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I just told you about the 4-pack that you promised me.
I've been promising him a 4-pack for a long time. It's hard to get a 4-pack.
But I never said you're fat, so don't say that. Apologize to everybody, please. No.
Why is it darker? So, okay, maybe he didn't say I was fat, but he'll be like, oh, babe, we have to get in shape. And, he's actually really nice about it. He'll be like, we have to get in shape. Or, hey, come and do stairs with me. Like, we have to go do stairs, right? Because, yeah, sometimes you get caught in like a rut or like for us dinners, it's like we go to dinners and we just buy whatever, we drink. And I mean, it catches up with you as you get older. I don't even know what happens, but you have to make better choices. And communication. You just have to let the other person know. And remember, if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. And it could be a nice way. And I love it because I love looking good. I will always be dressed up. It is rare if you catch me like in flats. And I'm not saying anything against flats, like to each his own. I love flats, and thank goodness that I'm not so tall, because I wouldn't want to be like super tall. Not that, again, it's not bad, to each his own. Everybody has their own likes and things like that, preferences. But I love my heels. I love to look good. And I mean, Berlin is 7 months, like 2 days ago. And I do want to have abs, but it's really hard. You have to be very disciplined to have abs. And I'm sure I can accomplish it. The closest I ever was when I took a year off of drinking, 1 whole year, because him and I had goals to reach. And he like, we always challenge each other. He's like, you can't stop for what did you tell me? You can't stop for a year. And I was like, yeah, I can. And he's like, okay, I'm going to do this for you if you stop drinking for 1 year, just as a challenge. Like, I don't even know what happened.
What was that?
I'm not going to say.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Lewis wants to know.
No. So...
Okay, we'll say that for the next one. But I mean, two key things for me are, we work out together. Like whenever she, like that miracle day of the week where she wakes up like on time, we'll go work out together.
And the nanny is here, obvio.
And then it's like sometimes like we make it happen, right? Yeah. And then our relationship improvement dinner, we have it once a week. And then number 3, we're just really honest with each other. Yeah. Like she'll tell me like Albert, you've been hanging around too much with like the company events. You've been drinking a lot, and then I'm like, and you know, I'm kind of.
This is bad. We're talking like.
No, I mean,
we haven't done that recently.
We had a lot of parties recently,
but not like before.
And then also like when you notice that I gain a few inches, and then when I notice that you gain a few inches, like I'll tell you like, hey, there's like a kind of like something soft right there, and or she'll tell me the same thing. We communicate, because last thing you want to know is, because when I met you, I remember you like how you were, right? You had like a 4-pack.
Yeah, I did not. I've never had a 4-pack. I don't know why you say that.
When you met me, actually, I was a little bit fat.
He was really fat.
So like you should always remember. You should always get better. Yeah. Like from when you met, not worse.
Exactly.
Because then that's when relationships don't work and people start cheating on each other, and then they're not happy with each other. So I just think you should always get better, and that's something that we always follow. Let's improve 1% every day. 1% every day.
And also, guys, to be clear, like remember, everybody's different. We all like different kinds of people, different everything. Like it doesn't matter. And if you guys are happy together, it doesn't matter how big or skinny you are. That's what I'm saying. It's communication between each other.
Yeah, because some people have different tastes.
Yeah, and I know that there's couples that, you know, I would never cheat on him. I would literally just leave him, but I don't think that can ever happen because I love you so much. Even though a veces sí me haces súper enojar. O sea, like sometimes I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what? You know, because he's so different, and you gotta evolve. Not only as a couple.
I'm focused, and you get mad because you're telling me you're telling me something like in 5 minutes that you could tell me like in 10 seconds.
That is not true. I talk super fast because I like try to get as much done as possible. He's never listening.
You're explaining me the story, and you're gonna do what you're gonna make the decision anyway. So I'm just like, that's your role. Just I get it.
So you'll learn in the book when you read it again.
You guys mentioned that you guys have like a relationship date.
Yes.
Like can you give us an example how that looks for you guys?
So for us, can I say it? Because I love this. See, before you have kids, it's just different. Again, it's now you have to adjust and make time for them and work around them. Him and I, even when I was pregnant with Italia, I think that's why she's so crazy. We would go on joy rides in our Ferrari, in the 458 Italia. We would drive to a restaurant. Like, this is what we like to do for fun now. And we would go have dinner, have a few drinks. Sí conectó? It looks so black. I don't want it to shut down.
The brightness just went down.
That's what it is for us. Now, that's without our kids. Him and I go, or we'll get a driver. He'll take me to we'll go somewhere. Like enjoy some of the things that we used to enjoy before kids. And even with kids. And sometimes, like lately, I don't know, like I love being with him. My daughters are really good. They're very well behaved. But of course, all kids have tantrums. And well, like I love sitting downstairs and just having a glass or 2 or 3 of champagne with him, or a drink, a margarita, order some food because I hate cooking, but I will do it because I love him, and tell everybody that I made him dinner before coming here.
Yeah, because that I could add to this is one of my key performance. One of my key one of the key things that I do, I'll call it a principle for your best performance when you're going to do a presentation. So a presentation could be like, for me, speaking on stage or doing one of these driven couples. Even when I had a long day, a lot of hours, and I'm drained, you have to eat a full, nutritious meal before everything before you do something that's very important. So let me just restart on that. Before I speak or before I do presentation, I'll eat a full meal, because that full meal, it'll feed the brain, it'll feed my body, it'll give me energy, and I will be more powerful and give you guys better information. Yeah. If you're starving, or if you haven't ate good, and then Syl comes or Steph comes, and they tell me something that I'm gonna be annoyed, and I might answer the wrong way. I might be rude, or I might, because it's the energy, it's not there. So it's really important to feed your body. That's why 4 times out of the year, I do this 30-day cleanse, which is no liquor. And when we met, Jomar, you remember me, I wasn't drinking. I was doing 30 days, no drinking. Everybody was drinking, partying. I was going to places where everybody was drinking, and I wasn't drinking because I was committed, because I know this is my 30-day cleanse. During these 30-day cleanses, I have the biggest 30 days of my life, and every 30-day, every of those 30-day cleanses gets better and better and better. So right now, Syl and myself we are committed. For these next 30 days, they're going to be massive growth 30 days. So we already understand, okay, everybody has different things that you enjoy. We enjoy drinking.
Yeah, we do.
We enjoy, among many other things, we enjoy drinking and eating Mexican food and having, we like Mexican food and drink. We like margaritas. So we like drinking. She loves champagne, especially with some of her colleagues.
Yeah,
I
do.
And we like it, but we understand that we can't do it for these 30 days. So what does that do? That eliminates the distraction of having that extra drink, that next drink, and then it leads to that extra 4th drink. And then the next day, you're not productive in the mornings or as productive, because we'll still recover, right? But when you do these 30 days, you cannot believe how much money you can make. How much of a difference you can make, like how much gains you could have. So these 30 days are just magical. And so try that stuff. I know Jomar has tried it.
I have one more thing.
And also before something important, make sure, before a critical decision, make sure you have ate a quality large meal. That's the healthy meal, not a large meal, but a healthy, powerful meal.
Yes. Also, we don't ever, I think 2 times ever, we've been like really mad at each other and went to bed like that. We don't do that. Even if we have a little disagreement, or, because we have a lot of things, it's so much pressure sometimes. Then the kids are screaming. Moms can attest to this. It's like whenever kids just do their thing, right? So it adds to the stress, and I'm trying to be on a phone call. And of course, the nanny will be late for whatever reason. And that's just life. You have to expect the unexpected and be ready for it. But we don't ever stay mad at each other. Like, I just don't, you can't. There's just no room for things like that, because whatever you're going through, it's going to be that much harder if you guys are mad at each other or you're not supporting one another, and your kids are also going to feel it. So,
and we're not perfect, so we make mistakes. Not a lot, but we make mistakes. Sometimes we'll catch each other like saying like, fuck, shit, and she's like, you fucking did that, and I'm like, no, you fucking did. And then our kids are right there, right? Italia understands everything.
Yeah. So that's
we
normal.
Catch each other and we're like, hey, stop. And then a few times, like, I just walk out of the door and go work out, and I come back, and then she's like, hey babe, I made you some breakfast, and I'm like, So I already know the drill. If you guys need a few of those drills, like I could
You know, and
share
and,
them
and it's
later.
you have to catch yourself, guys, because it was just like so much pressure, and I'll be the first one to be like, yeah, like I'm like, how do you not remember that? Like, dude, like we have no time to waste, right? And he's like, so we can't do this. We can't keep doing. And this was like, I want to say like a week that it was just like we were going crazy. But we're good. I think we've been great. Like I caught myself like just kind of like being super stressed out, trying to handle way too many things. So I'm like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is the hire we're gonna make, and this is the next hire, because I'm not gonna go crazy doing. Everybody in our operation is like a beast. They all do amazing, amazing, amazing. So communicate and be good to each other, love each other.
So Carolina, everything good?
He wanted to say
Before we go to the next question.
Yes.
I have just one more question, guys. So I was like, is there like any cultural differences that you had to bring about your relationship that you had to catch on so you can understand and make it work out a little better?
I think our goals have always been we're like so similar. So similar.
We just have the same drive. So I think that's what made us compatible, because every girl that I went out with didn't have the drive that she has. So we share the same drive and vision. So and we're like a team, like we're like Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan,
Yes,
like
sure.
Batman and Robin. So
It's crazy.
like I go out there and I do like obviously like I'm Batman and
We
she's
have
Robin.
different roles, yeah.
So she handles like other things, and I handle like I go out there like a lion with and get in fights and get all bloody, and then she's handling while I'm fighting the monster, the Goliaths. She's like organizing, planning everything, and strategizing and saying like
Troubleshooting is
yeah,
draining.
troubleshooting. So we complement each other.
Yeah.
Well, if we were both the same, it wouldn't work out. But yeah, we always have that same drive. So that's what's made it work like this. Because we get in fights just like everybody else. We cuss each other out sometimes, but then we'll understand like, hey, next time we're gonna learn and we're not gonna do this.
It literally lasts like no more than an hour.
Well, we catch ourselves before
Yeah.
it gets nasty.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Next question.
Next one,
Carlos.
Carlos.
Thank you. They're
How's
so
it going, Syl, Albert? How's it going?
Hey.
How's it
Hey,
going,
it was
Carlos?
great to meet you at the party the other day, at the Vegas
Let me look
party.
at you. I'm going blind. I can't see.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time, man.
It was fun?
It was nice talking to you.
You weren't one of the drunk people, right?
No.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So my question was, I think you just answered my question, but so I'm talking to this girl, and she's a great girl. I've been talking to her for a minute now, and what's stopping me from asking her to be my girlfriend is that she doesn't have the entrepreneurial mindset, right? She doesn't think about business. I'm like, let's go. And she's like, oh, I'm scared. And, I'm having doubts now, and I don't know.
Le dije al pendejo, ¿estás seguro que 64? Sí. ¿Verdad que
You want to
sí?
meet that stuff? Yeah, but you want to start with that
Yeah.
like speaking of pendejos, like
You're fairly
no, we were just talking about a pendejo before we started the driven couples.
You're
but
fairly young, is that right? Okay. So remember, if I was you, I'm not saying don't get into a relationship because it's not my place, but make sure that the person you are going to be with is compatible to you, because remember, you're going to grow together or you're going to grow apart. And that doesn't mean that opposites won't attract. And she doesn't have to be entrepreneurial, but she does have to support you. So she can't tell you, no, you're crazy, or no, because then you're never going to do anything. So she basically has to back you up, even if she doesn't.
Well, you have two options. Like I'll give you my side of the story. Like
You can have some fun, though.
I need an entrepreneurial woman. Like I don't need a stay-at-home woman. Like not for me. Maybe for other people it's totally fine. They want a woman that stays at home. But for
Perfectly
me,
fine.
like I like that entrepreneur woman. I just like it. So and if when I was your age, if I could give you the biggest advice is forget about girls and focus on making money, because the girls will chase the money.
Yeah.
But if you chase women, you'll run out of money. So you're always going to be playing that game. So I would focus on making a shitload of money and forgetting about the girls. There's gonna be so many more girls and so many more years to have sex with a lot of them. So make that money first, and as long as you have a lot of money,
That's right.
they're always gonna chase you. But if you do what I was doing, I was making a lot of money and I was chasing skirts, I run out of money. Why? Because the girls wanted to do drugs, the girls wanted to go out and party, the girls wanted to stay up all night, and that took away from me building an empire younger. I guarantee you that if I would have said no girls, I'm just gonna focus on working, I'm gonna do a lot of self. If I would have had the same game plan I have today, the same thing, the same knowledge that I have today, I would have been a billionaire times something right now, like guaranteed. But that's what messed me up. Now that's gonna be your biggest challenge.
But then you met me.
Because a young stud like you're gonna see girls and they're gonna be temptations. You're gonna be like, you know what? Let me just take care of this chick, and then I'll commit to like my business, my entrepreneurship career. But then you're gonna see another one. You're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Let me try this one, and that's it. And it's always gonna be that game because you're gonna be chasing the skirts, and it's gonna stop you from chasing your success. And where do you meet a girl? When do you meet? Where do you meet a girl like Syl, for example? Like based on my experience, you're gonna have to find that girl like anywhere. But where is it more likely to find a girl that's entrepreneur, if that's what you want? Is you're gonna go to mixers, business events, those kind of things. You're gonna find a girl that's interested in that, and I just like it like that. For example, Patrick David, his wife is in his business. She's a big deal out of that business. Bobby Castro, Sophia is in his business. So that's that, and it's great. But some guys are gonna prefer the woman that stays at home, takes care of the kids, and helps them in the house, which is also probably harder. It could be as hard or harder because it's not hard. It's just a time consuming and a lot of work, a full-time job being at home with your kids. And I'm sure Mohammed could agree to that. It's a full-time job. So sometimes we're like, man, I'd rather pay a nanny all this money so that we could go out there, and we'd rather bust our asses working than being home all day with the kids, because the kids they do get
well, those 2 weeks that everybody worked remotely, that was crazy because I still had to work and deal with the kids, and then you don't know what the heck is happening with the world, right? That was really stressful. But I love my kids, and I like to have the option of saying, you know what, I'm not going to work on a Wednesday. It doesn't matter the day, because we have already worked so hard where I could do that. And our team in the office is amazing. And we just look at our schedule and say, you know what, I'm not going to work Friday. Like, we look and I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing on the calendar. And I'm like, Steph, we have nothing for,
you know,
rare. And she's like, no, we don't.
Like Steph gets in trouble when there's nothing in the calendar.
No. So then, we just decide to take the day off. We tell the girls, this is what we're going to do. We're very spontaneous, and we're both like that. So it just works. Yeah, but I think in the end, it depends, like, what kind of girl are you looking for? Because everybody is looking for a different, like, what are you solving for? Like, are you solving for a woman? You want a wife you're going to marry a wife that's going to stay at home with the kids, or you want to marry a wife that's going to be with you at work? Because some men don't want the wife at work with them. Yeah, everybody's different.
Like, we're together all the time, but we're in different departments.
And we're working.
So like she could be at the office all day, and I could be at the office all day, but I'm doing different things, and we don't see each other. We don't even talk.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
So be clear on what you want in a girl, and also don't worry too much about that, because more than likely you're not going to marry that girl. So just, play it by ear, but work on your goals and don't get distracted.
Okay. No distractions. Got it.
And that also depends on you. Before we go to the next one, figure out do you want to party and bang a lot of girls, or do you want to focus on skipping that and focusing on working and building your career? That's going to be your choice.
Yeah.
Working, making money.
That's what I would do. That was my biggest mistake. Next one.
Next question is from
Crystal.
Hi.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
So my question is, if you guys, let's say, were to be starting your business today, how would you guys handle having 2 young children, working full time, and like being able to balance all that stuff?
Whew. Prioritize, girl.
Well, Monkey, I want you to answer this, but one important thing to consider is that starting a business is nothing compared to where we are today in the way of extreme workload, because now we have a way more extreme workload. We have we have so much stuff going on at all times. Now, the only thing is that now we could afford help, but that only allows us to be even more efficient and effective. And we're always like, there's so much to do. We have so much things to do all the time. But when you start a business, or if you're getting started, you could take your kids to work, and you have more. Yeah. It's not that critical. Like, you don't have hundreds of people that depend on you. It's only you and maybe a couple people, and you could take your kids to work, and it's a lot easier. In other words, like, now it's hard. So, like, how would you answer that question?
I would say it depends on the type of business. What kind of business are you guys thinking about starting?
I mean, well, a couple, I guess. Well, I guess we're trying to, like, maybe that's the thing too. We're trying to do like multiple businesses, I guess, at the same time. I'm trying to start an e-commerce business.
Okay.
Online, and then well, we also do, like, the rehab type stuff, and then of course, we do want to buy properties and hold them.
Okay. So see, e-commerce, I would just write out my plan. Kids, they're always going to be there. So, maybe, I don't know if they still sleep, if they take their naps. You have to prioritize and just make it work, right? Italia used to go with us to the office all the time because I'm like, I'm never going to let anybody take care of my baby.
And e-commerce is really doable to do with your kids.
Yeah, because it's online. Yeah. So I would just literally prioritize and go step by step, and you're going to be able to get it done. And let's say for 3 hours, you have one of your, I don't know, cousins, or I don't know if you have a nanny or not, or somebody that can help you, and just make sure you stay focused those 3 hours. And even if you do 3 hours a day until you get to your actual goal, write it out. Just write it out. And hey, how can your husband maybe take the kids for 3 hours, and then you guys can help each other, right? Italia, we used to take her always to the office. Berlin is just a little bit crazy. Like, she is very vocal. She's 7 months. She's screaming all day, so it would be very difficult to take her to the office. Italia was totally opposite. Super chill, good baby. Berlin's a great baby, but you get what I'm saying. You just make it work.
But in other words, everything is doable. Like, you just have to pivot. So you find a different way. So like if like, I always find a way to pivot. Like, this morning, I worked out and everything. We're waiting for Nanny to come here, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like, should I work out or should I wait for her? I just said, just go work out. I'll shave and I'll entertain the girls for 30 minutes while Nanny comes. Yeah. So you got a head start, and it enabled us to get more done in the morning. So there's always a way to pivot. Like, when the COVID happened, I pivoted as a leader. Like, I created an innovative campaign for the coronavirus. Then when the whole rioting happened, I'm like, okay, we're not going to participate. We're going to pivot, and we're going to do it this way. Yeah. So we always find a way to make things work, because they closed the streets when we had a driven couples 3 weeks ago when the rioting was going on. Yeah. And what did we do? No, we didn't cancel it. We pivoted. So there's always going to be things like noise that's going to be happening, and you just have to make it work. You're on the phone with people sometimes, and the girls are screaming. So what do you do? Oh, sorry, you know what? I have my girls right now. They're screaming. They're like, oh, totally fine. Now they start laughing. So another thing that I do also is use your kids. You know how, like, I use things to make money. So I use my little girls to make me money. Like, I have Italia, and I do videos with her.
She's so cute.
And I'll tell her, like, say this, and she'll say it. And guess what? It brings me deals. It brings me business. I make money. So Italia, I'm going to make sure that she makes us, like, way more money than she cost us. So I use her as a marketing device.
Also, I try to explain everything to her. And sometimes it's frustrating, like when they have a tantrum or they start screaming, but I let her know, right now we're going to work. I'm going to work, during COVID. And she's like, okay, mommy. And she runs to her room and gets her laptop. It's my old laptop. She's like, I'm going to work with you. So you also have to understand that even though they're little, I don't know how many kids you have, but kids already know from the beginning.
Well, just have to train them. To know, how many kids do you have, and what are the ages?
We have 2 girls. One is going to be 4. And then we have a one that's going to be 2 months old.
Oh, so kind of like almost close to Italia and Berlin.
Yeah. And I'm breastfeeding, so that takes up a lot of time too. And she
Girl,
So
tell
she-
me about it. Like, I have to plan my time around Italia, Berlin, sorry. It's crazy because kids. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be 3 hours, and I don't know about you, but pumping is just not. I don't like it. I had a lot more time with my first kid to kind of just sit there and wait and do all that pumping, but it's like weird. I'm like, no. So I try to save milk for her, but a lot of the times, like if I use my reserve because I'm like, shoot, I gotta be away for 5 hours, for example. So I totally feel you, and just kind of keep going, and just prioritize, don't get distracted, be efficient and effective, because a lot of people I feel waste way too much time. Then they grab their phone and 3 hours went by, and I'm like, you were just on Instagram the whole time.
And also remember that it's temporary. So just think this is temporary, and that's what we've learned to understand, that that it's not gonna be like that forever. So like after a year, then we don't have to do the whole breastfeeding. So we understand. So sometimes what I'll do is, like, I have to understand and stop being selfish and say like, you know what, I got this. Like I'll do my CEO roles, but at the same time I'll also put my operations hat and I'll go help you out. Just text me the list of everybody you need me to talk to, everybody you need me to give direction to, and then I'll do my roles and her roles, and then she feels like more supported, and it's good. She stays with the girls, she does her things from home, and we work as a team. So I think if you guys can work as a team, you guys are unstoppable. Like nothing can stop you. So you guys have to make sure you support each other with your different needs with the girls.
Exactly. It'll be a lot of planning, but just get through it.
Okay, then I have one other question.
Yep.
So how did you guys feel at first, like sharing your life on social media? Or like, because I know you, Albert, you talk a lot about, your brand and, sharing your life basically from the beginning, like your business, I guess you can say.
Well,
how
Crystal,
do you guys feel about that? Or from the beginning, were you guys comfortable sharing your life?
Crystal, social media has made us so many millions. I'm not even talking about hundreds of thousands, millions, not 1 million, but way like millions, like getting close to the 100 million mark. And there's a lot more to add. Like it's a big explanation of how that works. But we've met investors, mentors, partners that help you get to that level faster. So I'm already eyeing the billion mark. So I'm like, how do I get from 100 to a billion? And before all that, I learned from a mentor, because I spent money. One day I told you, like, hey, I just paid Grant Cardone $15,000 for 40 seconds of him putting my face and my phone number at the 10X GrowthCon, the first GrowthCon. And she was like, what, are you crazy? I used a credit card. I maxed it out and I paid the 15 grand. I didn't have that much money back then, but I had some, but not a lot. So I just maxed out that card and here's 15 grand. And I did that and it worked. And all of it, and there's a lot more details.
He does not care sharing.
But I could explain to that later. I know you guys are I think we're in the coaching program, right? Yeah. So like I would do things like that. Like, sometimes you could open up a credit card and transfer like 15,000 to your bank, and then you could write a check from your bank. So many tricks with credit leverage that I learned.
But you don't mind sharing on social media, right?
Yeah, I don't mind sharing anything on social media.
Because it helps people, believe it or not.
But my point is, if I wouldn't have spent those 15,000 to Grant, which might have been some money that we needed, I would have never learned how important it is to market yourself on social media and put yourself all out there. Kim Kardashian, for example, she did it so well, and she promoted her behind, and then all her little sisters that came after her, they're like, oh, that works. So they copied what works. All of them did the same thing, and they got their little nice behind, and they promoted it. And then who learned the best? Kylie. Now Kylie becomes a billionaire at 19, and they just copied what works, and they put themselves out there, and they didn't care. So I noticed that it's a different era. Like if I told my mom and my dad, hey, I'm gonna do this on social media,
they're like, oh my god, don't share that.
They're gonna kidnap you.
Does that happen to you guys?
They're gonna kill you.
My mom says, I don't understand how these people are always sharing their lives on, like different people, like some of my cousins or whatever. Like, oh, why would she even like put that?
Because it makes you so much money. That's why. So I paid these guys a lot of money, 50,000 more or less each of them. And two of the people that showed me a lot, three, Patrick Bet-David, Grant Cardone, and Ty Lopez. I studied them so good, and I noticed Grant Cardone is filming himself. He has his camera guy following him all over the place. And then I noticed Patrick Bet-David. Remember, I was like following him a lot and chasing him everywhere he went. He always had his camera guy. They were documenting everything because you're in the era right now of content. You have to film, document everything because you need content and you need to put it out. Today, I'm like, what do I post? What do I post? And I already posted something. I'm like, well, let me just freestyle and just talk whatever's on my head. And I just started going from thing to thing to thing. And then I posted on YouTube. I posted on Instagram. And I posted in different places. And then I'm getting different traffic from everywhere. And we have what? We had 38 people. We have 35 people right now. We have a community texting app, which is another source to get more people, attract more people, make more sales, get more people to your events. And that provides
help more people
and that
through
provides
the advice that we have to offer.
Well, you can't make money if you don't help people.
Yeah.
So you're yeah, but you know what I'm saying, Syl.
Yeah.
It's not time to argue right now.
I'm not arguing.
We're helping our family
Because
right there. So
there are people that are
before-
going through the same things as you. Always remember that. Like, and there's people that are like, shoot, like, if they can do it, why can't I? Or if this person, social proof, like if somebody lost this much weight, anybody can do it. It's a matter of discipline and commitment.
If you don't get attention, you can't help people.
Yeah.
And if you don't get attention and you don't help people, you don't make money.
I agree.
But there's way too much. But right now we're talking about marketing, not about helping people. We're talking about marketing.
She asked you if you're
getting-
comfortable
getting
showing
attention.
yourself on.
So what I had
sharing
to do
everything.
was enroll her. So I had to enroll Syl. We're gonna do this because you were also a little bit like iffy about. Are you sure?
I mean, I just think there's some things you should keep to yourself, but that's my personal opinion.
Let me add one last thing. I never get her okayness on my posts
Anymore.
I never tell her, what do you think of this video? What do you think of this idea? What do you think of what I'm gonna write here? I never ask her ever because I know she's gonna tell me, oh, don't put that. Oh,
I don't care
That's
anymore.
not good.
I don't care anymore.
You have to be politically correct. I'm like, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be blunt. And guess what? People are not gonna like you. Some people are not gonna like me. But if you try and focus on being politically correct all the
That's
time
true.
and being somebody else that's perfect, still people are not gonna like you and they're gonna talk shit. So why not just be yourself and be happy with yourself and still have people that not like you? At least you're gonna like yourself. And I know that if you put everything, if you're successful, right? Because you have to share something. You have to put out stuff and people have to see that you're successful and that you're actually accomplished, meaning you have a business, maybe you have a startup business, maybe you have a few properties that you invested on. You need proof that you did it. So if you have that proof and those accomplishments, those credibility, then you could put it out and then people are going to watch it. And the more content you put out, the more people you reach, the more attention you get, and then the more people you help, which leads to the more money you make. And that's how it ends up becoming millions. So I told her, we got to do this. Trust me. Do you trust me? Yes. Do you believe in me? Yes.
He's just crazy.
Did I learn from the right mentors? Yes. I learned the best from this guy, from this guy, from this guy, from this guy, from this girl, from this girl, from this girl. Let's put it out there. What do we have to lose? And we did it. And that's how I basically sold her on, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to become like a Mexican Tony Robbins. I'm going to do this. Oh, but and then I came back and Grant didn't let me speak on stage. Oh, Todd Duncan asked me to leave at this group and he didn't let me speak on stage. And what did I tell you? We're gonna create our own stage and we're gonna make it happen. We're not gonna quit. And now we're here.
Yeah, and then you just evolve and evolve and evolve and just kind of just be a good person, play it by ear, and people are gonna hate you and they're gonna be ethical because the truth always comes out. You have to be ethical. You can only go so far if you're unethical. And just do everything with your heart, really. And everything always works out.
And that's very important, ethics.
Yes.
So if you ever have an opportunity to make $100,000 like this, and you're not being ethical, you're hurting somebody, you're lying a little bit, you're stealing a little bit. Don't do it. Get 10 deals and make 10,000 on each deal the right way when you're really helping people. And if you have to like maybe not make money one time to help somebody, do it, because we did that all the time. And that's why we're still in business. That's why everything has fallen into its place. And now we're in this position where now we could help more people. Yeah. And it's just incredible, but it's all mainly due to ethics. We work our asses off. We out learn everybody, and then we are very ethical in everything we do. I never want to feel like I stole something from somebody. Never.
Ever.
And that's why we always over deliver. Like we're supposed to be here an hour, we go over an hour. My coaching sessions, Jomar, they're supposed to be 1 hour. I give him 2 hours, 3 hours. Ask Mohammed. And that's just the kind of person I am. And sometimes, yes, to add to the whole attention and social media and putting ourselves out there in my family, like sometimes I'll say things, I'll exaggerating is marketing a little bit. So I'll exaggerate a little bit and I'll say things maybe a little bit more aggressively to get attention because I know that's going to lead to making more sales. So you just got to do certain things. But if you meet me in person, like Carlos, I think the gentleman before, he met me in person, and you see the kind of person I am. I'm very just
chill,
like your typical Mexican.
Mm-hmm. Does that answer your question? And then we'll meet in person.
And so we're gonna end this one. This Steph told me like that's enough. But if anybody wants to raise your hand, we'll take one last question.
Is it the lights off? We get blinded once it gets dark in the back. Like I'm like, I can't see with the, but that's one super bright. Esas luces, no? Like I'm like, I feel like I can't see.
One last person that wants a quick question.
And shortcuts, guys, they only work for so long. Always remember that. They will always come back and bite you in the butt. So don't take shortcuts.
You got somebody, Steph?
Luis.
Can you unmute?
There he is.
You there?
Cool. Hey Albert, so I noticed that you guys created like an Instagram for like say for Albert, you have one, Syl, you have one. I noticed you guys your daughter. When we say is the right time? So like for example, I'll create an Instagram for my daughter. She has she has special needs, and so I would like to share her story also, and
Now do it now because stories are powerful. Like let's say if I just told you, you buy a house by putting 3.5% down. You have to own or occupy it, and then you could rent it, and you're gonna make $4,000, and your mortgage is gonna be $2,000, and just go to a loan officer, and he'll guide you. Okay, done. If I say it like that, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. But if I tell you, hey, Louis, did you know that my first investment was a 3-unit property, and I had $3,000 in my account, and I had 560 FICO score, horrible credit, and I wasn't good enough, and I did it, and I tell you my whole story, it's gonna inspire you, connect emotionally with you, and you're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna go get that house. And that's why it's very important to tell your story, because you don't know if the person hearing it is hearing it for the first time, and then they get touched by that experience, and then it changes their life.
Yeah.
And also right now, technology and social media, at least for the next 10 years, is going to be the driving vehicle to survive, right? So if you started right now, she's going to be 2, 3, 4 in 4 years from now. And now she's going to have at least some followers. She's going to have content. Yeah. She's going to be ahead of the game, as opposed to starting it till they're a certain age. Obviously, you're going to be managing it. And you're just gonna help her, because maybe if you ask your mom or your dad, they're gonna say, don't do that, but they're from a different era, and what works today is technology, social media, and storytelling. You have to have a good story. If you don't have a good story, nobody cares who Jomar, Mohammed are, but they have a story that makes them inspirational.
100%.
You want to add a little bit, and then we'll close it?
Yeah, that's it. Both of my daughters have one. I'm basically saving the spot. It's a lot of energy.
She even has one for her boy, which
if I ever have a boy, it'll be there reserved for him.
We're good. Awesome, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Like I said, Italia wants to say hi really quick, but remember that if you notice this driven couples, we never try to sell anything. We don't promote anything. That's not our intention. Like we don't want to bring up anything or nothing of sales. We just want to give you guys value, answer questions, and there'll be another time for us to pitch some sales or pitch our products. But we don't want to do it for this. This is just about answering questions.
She
What
wants
do
to
you
say hello, friends.
Say hello, friends over there.
Or like couples like you and I that are like, how do you keep that balance? Like, you know, and he's like, well, it depends. Like, if you want a housewife, then you get yourself a housewife. But if you want a wife that's an entrepreneur, then you give yourself a wife that's an entrepreneur.
All right, guys. So tune in next Wednesday, 7 p.m. We're always gonna be here, and
Mwah.
thank you for being here.
Love you
Love you
guys.
guys.
Say bye, friends.
Bye, friends.